We go in the huddle on the Woodward Radio Network. In the Huddle is driven by Mills Fleet Farm. From Tanner's Sports Grill in Kimberly, here is Justin Hall with Packers offensive tackle David Bakhtiari.
And good evening from Tanner's Sports Grill in Kimberly. In the Huddle on the Woodward Radio Network. We are back for another week, and David Bakhtiari joining us. And David, let's start with this. It is Veterans Day today. Mm-hmm. A big thank you to all the veterans out there. I know salute to service yesterday. It was a great showing at Lambeau Field. Everyone had the cards and whatnot, and parachuters and all that. I mean, it was a great thing that the Packers did to salute our troops.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, great acknowledgement.
Yeah, exactly. So a big thank you to all the veterans here in attendance, and of course those listening on the network as well. Well, David, tough loss yesterday. 27. They're all tough losses, aren't they? 27-13 to the Philadelphia Eagles. What's the mood like right now in the locker room?
Just hungry, angry. I mean, the Green Bay Packers aren't really used to losing. I mean, I've only been around for a little bit, but you can just kind of tell. Even being outside, they're not really used to losing. So definitely hungry and angry. Just want to grind out. We need to get these wins. And hopefully get everyone healthy, get 12 back, and really just kind of take off. Yeah,
second straight week, your starting quarterback goes down, which it's rare as it happens in Green Bay, but then it happens 2 weeks in a row. Scott Tolzien steps in. I guess what's going through the mind, what's going through the head? I know it's the next man up, but probably a little deeper than that, considering it is the quarterback. It's maybe the most important position on that field.
I mean, first of all, I want to say Scott came in and for how many reps he even got in practice and just got moved up off practice. I thought he did a phenomenal job. Able to come in there and he did well. Yeah, seriously. I even told him. Of course, at the end of the day, the win's the most important thing, regardless. But personally, for him, I even went up to him. I was like, you did a very good job. He was very poised in the huddle, and it'd be very interesting to see him come the next week, have the starting job, and prep with us. I was very, very proud of him.
And you mentioned how he did, and McCarthy, before a reporter could ask the question yesterday, declared, "Look, Scott's starting next week. We're going to take care of that right now." And I thought that was a big testament because you look around the league whenever there's quarterback questions. That's the only question that ever gets asked to the coaches. And Scott Tolzien's our starting quarterback. We're moving on to next week. And I think that was a great deal of support for the job he did yesterday.
Yeah, like I said, he did a great job. And, it'd be exciting to see him. He knows he's going to be the starter this week and go through preparation and just get his mesh with, the starters, through the whole week, passing and also, the vocal repetition and that.
How many reps did he get in practice last week?
I can't keep count, and for me to not know can kind of show you.
Okay.
Didn't get a whole lot.
I know it's been
we were prepping. Seneca's coming in, and we're playing, and obviously he got some, but not enough for, it's just like when 12 was then. Seneca got a few reps, mainly working with Aaron.
When you hear things, I know there's guys coming in for workouts and that. Are you guys aware of some of the players that come in? Matt Flynn was one of them. I saw John Skelton, the quarterback for Arizona a couple years back, in for a workout as well. Do you guys follow that at all? Do you know that these guys are coming in, or are you used to seeing guys come in, throughout the year that do work out? It's just kind of the nature of the business.
All of what you said is true. It's the nature of the business. From what we know is just about as much as, everyone else knows. I find out that Matt Flynn's working out, and I think you said Skelton through, the news as well. Yeah. So it's all, news to me. And then, seeing, guys, not normal faces around the facility, you can kind of tell they're getting workouts too, but some of them aren't getting as recognized as, Matt Flynn.
Yeah, because Flynn was obviously here in the past, and, that whole story. McCarthy after the game as well saying reoccurring issues that need to get fixed. Mentioning the fourth quarter, just not getting it done in the fourth quarter. What was the message to the team today heading into this one coming up with the Giants and all things considered where you guys are at?
It's a game we got to win. We got to come in and prep, and we got to take care of the mistakes, and we have to step up to the challenge. We have a lot of people down, but that shouldn't, declare an automatic W or a loss. We need to go in and we need to play collective 60 minutes of ball.
Offensive line-wise, some movement there with injuries that popping up everywhere. TJ moved to center coming off a game where he was in question because he had a concussion, never taking a snap before in the NFL. Well, what challenges does that pose as an offensive lineman when you have the new center, because he's the guy that's out there making the calls, right?
I mean, he was our, he's our kind of go-to if Dietrich was, if he goes down, which ended up happening in the game. He's our backup guy, and I mean, he came there. I mean, he's such a veteran. He knows the playbook. I mean, he knows just as much as the center does to him coming in, and he practices it in practice all the time. He's working with snaps and stuff. So, I mean, he was ready to go. I wasn't worried at all when he had moving at center.
Has he played every offensive line position for Green Bay?
At this point, yeah. I mean,
yeah. I think that was the last one remaining.
Before I got here, I heard he played some left tackle and some right tackle, and then by the time I got here, he was at least right guard. Or he was left guard last year.
Left guard, they moved him to right guard.
So he's on all 5 now.
That's just kind of shows you his versatility there and what he brings to the table. And of course, a boost on defense. He had the club on the hand, but getting the Claymaker back out there, I'm sure everybody was excited to see that.
Yes. I mean, it's Clay. It's 52 out there. Happy to have him back. Just want to get a couple more weeks in him and be nice.
How excited was he to be back?
I mean, get to go play football. I think that's his biggest thing. I mean, he's just been kind of like stupid injury. I just want to go out there and play, and just having just a thumb, it's not good.
And tough too. I mean, kind of getting used to the club, because I mean that's a whole thing that he has to do as well. Yeah.
As a defender, you're trying to grab on anything, bring an opponent down. Now he's literally has to bear hug, a guy to bring him down. Unless he just uses one hand, he's got impeccable grip, which I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, I could see him do that.
Well, time right now for our Compass Land Consultant injury report. We'll get you updated on Clay Matthews and some of the other situations. Compass Land Consultants, a full-service real estate consulting business. They specialize in the sale of vacant land, which includes hunting property. It's like Aaron Rodgers. Compass Land Consultants is the best in the business when it comes to selling all types of land. Looking for that wooded property, to find that trophy whitetail, or that place on the water. Compass Land here to help you out. Give them a call today, 800-548-6933, or check them out on the web at clclands.com. We mentioned Clay Matthews back out on the field after missing 4 weeks with a thumb injury. Nick Perry was back on the field returning from a foot injury. Did have to leave the game, though, yesterday, and we'll talk about the outside linebacker situation coming up here with our guest, Andy Mulumba, in a few minutes. Seneca Wallace started the game at quarterback, went down with the groin injury. Evan Dietrich Smith and Don Barclay both out yesterday. And then, of course, Aaron Rodgers, 4 to 6 weeks. That's the timetable. Head coach Mike McCarthy saying hopefully just a few more weeks, and they can get 12 back on the field. So that is our Compass Land Consultants injury report. We'll meet Andy Mulumba, outside linebacker, our guest. More with David Bakhtiari coming up, too. We are in the huddle live here from Tanner Sports Grill in Kimberly on the Woodward Radio Network. And we are back here at Tanner Sports Grill in Kimberly in the huddle on the Woodward Radio Network. In the huddle brought to you by Mills Fleet Farm. David Bakhtiari along with us, and we'll meet our guest in a moment. Want to remind you can interact with the players, ask questions. Our Brewpub Pizza Ask the Players segment. You can submit your questions on Facebook, facebook.com/InTheHuddleShow, and also on Twitter @InTheHuddleShow, and tweet your questions right to us. Well, David, you want to introduce our guest for tonight?
Yeah.
Get you into some hosting duties here.
Yeah, let me a little drum roll going on here. Without further ado, Andy Mulumba. Glad to have you on.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming out, Andy. Free agent rookie out of Eastern Michigan. How's the ankle? Well, I'll ask you that.
It's feeling better.
Yeah.
It's day-to-day, and I'll probably test it out on Wednesday and see how it goes.
Well, undrafted free agent out of Eastern Michigan. What brought you to Green Bay?
That was most of the scheme, the playing on defense, and the type of player I was in college, and my weight, my height. That was the perfect system for me to fit in. So I had a chance to come here and just trying to prove what type of player I was, and this kind of helped me to play outside linebacker in this system. So I was really thankful for this opportunity, and I definitely took advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely did, cracking that 53-man roster as an undrafted free agent, as many players have done here in Green Bay. And just kind of want to go back. You're from Laputa, Congo. Family moved to Montreal when you were 12 years old, a kind of war-stricken country and situation. And you get to Montreal, and that's when you learned about football.
Football, correct.
Yeah, you're 14 years old, right?
Yeah.
Did I see that right?
Yeah, I was 14. So, throughout my childhood, I was playing soccer most of the time. And I get to Canada, I was a young kid trying to, just trying to get busy during the summer, so all my friends were playing football. And me, I didn't know anything about football, so they kind of brought me to one of the practices, and it was more like a peer pressure to get me to play football. So, I mean, I tried it. I was 14, started playing wide receiver, didn't know much. I just had to run, vertical, and then they're going to throw the ball to me. That's what I did for like 2-3 years, and then I made the switch on defense, started playing linebacker and learning more about the game. Started working out a little bit more, so that's how I got into football.
So what was the initial thought? When you're watching, you grow up, playing soccer, and then you see, throwing, lining up, tackling each other. A little different.
It was foreign to me. I didn't know really what to do in there. Contact football. The first time I went to practice, I had to bring some. Tylenol pills because I know I was going to have a headache or something. But that was the contact part that kind of got me scared a little bit, but, it wasn't that bad. When I was playing receiver, it wasn't that bad, but that's something I learned to love, and, hitting people, that's something I learned to do, yeah, and I love it.
And doing well at it, too. And it's interesting hearing that side, David, because, here in the United States, we grow up, and especially here in Wisconsin, boom, you're a Packer fan, and I'm sure, it was, with your older brother, probably influencing you as well. It was Packers right from the day you can remember. Or not Packers, but football right from the day you can remember. Sorry about that.
I just kind of picked it up, kind of going along. I got my brother right here right now, and kind of paving the way for me to understand the game. Definitely wasn't good at it, though. It took a long time. He did the same story, just not kind of our thing, and just took a while for us. Hitting and everything, I just still trying to figure it out.
Your brother Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
Eric's sitting over there. We can say hi to Eric, everybody.
Hello.
Got the Packers sweatshirt on, too. That's a great thing to see. Now, how do you end up at Eastern Michigan then? Because, coming out of high school in Canada,
yeah,
probably a little, different situation.
Correct. I was playing ball in Montreal. Now I knew about the NCAA, but it wasn't in my plans to go in the state and play football. But one of the coaches who recruited me at Eastern was coaching for the Montreal Alouettes. That's the Canadian team for Montreal. So when he got to Eastern, he wanted to bring someone with him. So he made some research around, I had put my tape on YouTube, so he saw me on YouTube and said, I like what I saw, and I like the type of player you are, so I'd like to give you a chance to come and try and play in the NCAA. And that was a dream come true for me, because I didn't want my parents to pay for my tuition and stuff, so that was, being able to get a scholarship and, get a college degree was a great accomplishment.
Well, after that, you had options, too. You were the number 2 overall pick in the Canadian Football League draft.
Correct.
By Winnipeg as well.
Yeah.
So what went into the decision to, coming here to Green Bay versus that option as, a high draft pick where you could come in and probably, start from day one?
I wanted to have a challenge. I wanted to take the challenge of playing in NFL. It's every kid's dream to play in NFL, so I wanted to try that first and see where it goes. I was unsure of what was going to happen when I come to Green Bay, and I know I was probably losing something by not going to Winnipeg and start right away. But it's just when you put everything together, anyone would choose the NFL before going. And nothing against the Canadian League, but I wanted to fulfill my dream to play in NFL.
Now, did you have to declare for the CFL draft? How does that all work? Because honestly, here in the United States, we know that the goalposts are, the field's bigger, and there's 4 points, and I think that's about it. That explanation. What do you know about the CFL?
That's more than what I know.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of different rules. It's three down football. The field's longer and stuff. I didn't have to declare, but being Canadian. After your 4th year in college, you become eligible to get drafted in the CFL. So I knew that was something, that was going to happen to me, but I never laid on it because, nothing's guaranteed. So, but after my senior year at Eastern, I knew I had a chance to get picked in the CFL, but I didn't know it was going to be that high. But I was thankful for what they did, and I just had to tell them, what, I'm not ready to come this year. I'll try the NFL first and see how it goes.
And working out well for NFL Packer fans. Happy to have you here.
I
mean, made an impact coming in as well. Was there a moment when maybe in your mind when you realized, I got a shot to crack this roster? I'm going to. I mean, was there a moment, a play, something that stands out to you in camp?
I never really told myself that. I was coming every day just trying to compete because, I was competing against the great guys during camp. Nate Palmer, it was my main competition during camp, and it was going on like every day. So I was unsure of making the roster, but I knew if I come every day and give my best, I'll have a chance to make it.
So how did you find out you made it? Was there a phone call? Was it kind of coming to work and you don't hear anything, so it's a good thing?
Well, if you don't hear anything, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But, on that day, I don't know, for some reason I couldn't sleep. I was awake at 5 a.m. and I was just like, hopefully my phone doesn't ring. I stayed in a hotel for like most of the day, but after that, I had to go out, just take it off my mind, and I never got a call that day, and that was a good sign. So I was really happy.
So yeah, what was that reaction like? I mean, not getting that call,
excitement.
Yeah.
I was really excited. I know they released the roster around like 6 p.m. and not to lie to you, I was thinking about it all day, but that kind of got me exhausted. When I knew that I was making the team, it was like 7 p.m. and I tried to call my brothers, my family, but after I made those calls, I went straight to bed. I was so tired.
How about for you, Dave? I mean, what was that day like? Having the starting position. I'm sure there was, no stress or little stress. Or
Well, I mean, for me, I had never thought of any security just because of the horror stories I've ever heard, and my brother's gone through, hell and back. So for me, even being a drafted player coming to rookie minicamp, I honestly thought I was going to get cut after rookie minicamp. For me, I thought you never know. I'm like, I need to come in and perform, and if I don't perform, you're just going to get chopped. It's a dog-eat-dog business. And then, as opportunities arose and how I saw myself playing, I was like, okay, I think I got a shot at making the team, definitely. Don't know if I'm going to play or not. And then once I saw myself rise to a starting position, I was like, oh, wow, this is actually going to happen. And then the whole Brian going down, me left tackle, that was a shocker to me. That was like, okay, well, now I really got to show up.
Yeah. And then I think that hunger thing, too, and talk about next man up and all you guys that have come in and contribute and kind of kept everything going in a good direction, kind of shows that hunger continues to be there. Hey, we got more coming up. We are in the huddle. Andy Mulumba, our guest tonight, David Bakhtiari. We are live from Tanner's here on the Woodward Radio Network. And we are back here at Tanner Sports Grill in Kimberly in the huddle on the Woodward Radio Network. Transportation for our guest tonight brought to you by L&S Classic Limousine Service. Lenny and Sue, the best in the business. Lenny's hanging out somewhere. Lenny's breaking news for us. We're going to see if we get some confirmation on that before we get out of here today. But David Bakhtiari, Andy Mulumba along with us. And wildcard segment here, got a couple of things in store for today. But Andy, I want to start with this. Your coach is Kevin Green.
Correct.
What is Kevin Green like in a meeting room? Because he is about as great of a character, I think, has come in. He's given some great quotes. He had a great dance one preseason.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw it. I'll show it to you on YouTube. He's up there. It's great. But what's Kevin Green like playing for?
He's great. He's a great coach. I love everything about him. I love his coaching, his passion for the game, his passion for his players. So he wants us to be great. He wants us to be good players. And, in the meeting rooms, he always shows us videos of him when he was playing so we can relate to it, That's something I really like, because everything he coached us, he did it when he was playing. And, that shows how credible it is, his teaching and everything.
And he's one of those guys that has a lot of success from his playing
Correct.
days, too. There's probably spent a couple of weeks just watching his film.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of it, a lot. So, we never get tired of it. It's something we enjoy watching. And it's really nice. How
about your thoughts of him going up against his guys day in and day out in training camp? And
He's a good guy. I remember in mini camp, it's kind of the dark side versus the good side. Our coach is always going back and forth. I guess they have their saying called the Cobra Strike, and our coach comes back, oh, we got the Mamba, or I don't even know what that is. But, I mean, it's fun. I mean, Coach Green, he's awesome. He comes up, talks to me a lot. You know, especially, you know, during the games, he's got the funniest pound, too. Just the way he pounds, like he wants to get a pound. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's so funny. I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
The fist pound, the knuckles thing. Kind of explaining that on the radio is kind of hard to see there. What's that competition like in training camp between the offense and the defense? Because, I mean, at times this year you guys, you know, got spirited. I'll use that word a little bit. But, you know, at the same time, it's everybody working together at the common goal. And I think once you get in the locker room, everything's, you know, stays out on the practice field, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's intense. I mean, you know, during camp, we're tired of seeing each other on the field like every day. So that creates a lot of tension. So any small thing that's going to create like a little battle on the field, but it's nothing serious. It's just the guys trying to get off each other and just trying to compete, and that's what football is all about. You know, compete.
Yeah, camp's kind of like when you go against someone, it just all emotions are amplified during camp. So just like the littlest thing will just set you off and just make you like just freak out. It's like if you're like with a girlfriend that you've been with for like 5 years, just like the littlest thing could take you off for no reason. So, yeah, during camp. I mean, me and Mulumba never got into it, but definitely a lot of the veterans with some of the rookies were just, you know, get mad for no reason. I'm like, well, just playing football, calm down. He hit you like you're supposed to in football, and you're going to get mad at him.
It almost, and I guess, you know, this year there's a lot of question of toughness. I think coming into the season is almost like, you know, an emphasis on going out there and being a little bit more edgy, playing with a little bit more tenacity. That's on the outside looking in. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Please do.
Well, I mean, we're rookies, so we don't
really know.
I don't think we know what it was prior.
Yeah.
But I mean, did you see anything? Anyone like purposely being more?
I mean, you know, the guys, I think since camp, all the guys showed a lot of toughness. I didn't see anything that was related to being soft.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think we showed it on game day, you know, with our running game since the guy Eddie, since the offensive line, they're doing work, and our defense is really good against the run. So, I mean, that's all the little things that show sign of toughness for the team. So.
Well, I want to ask you about this. We talked about before what you read. You know, that's the only stuff you know. Chris Mortensen of ESPN is reporting Matt Flynn has signed on with you guys. I don't know the situation or anything like that, so the news that comes about. But when it comes to articles and comments that fans say or the media writes, do you guys, are you a reader? Do you go on and read those game stories, see what people are saying? Do you pay attention to that at all?
Oh, I mean, I'll definitely read. I mean, it's just kind of like a kid in a candy store. You're kind of dangling candy in front of you. Eventually I'm going to grab. But, I mean, I take it with, like, a grain of salt. Like, when someone says something good, I'm like, okay, good. When someone says something bad, I'm like, okay, but it's not going to affect where my main direction is. But definitely there is the curiosity of me reading it. But I don't know if now me saying this, all the haters are going to go on and just tweet me to all the worst things they can possible now. But, I mean, you just kind of just have to shrug it off. It's so.
Okay. How about you, Andy?
I mean, yeah, I do read a little bit, but, you know, that's the external validation, and that's what I see it as. And during camp, you know, there was a lot of criticism or a lot of good things, but, you know, whatever I was worried about was more so by the coaching staff and what was going to be their decision about me. And, you know, looking outside of football, you know, people have their own opinion, and, you know, you have to respect that in some ways, but, you know, that doesn't mean they're always right, you know, so.
I think the one thing to that, too, and some guys say, no, they don't pay attention. I think it's almost impossible to pay attention because I'm sure, you know, if you got friends and people, hey, this guy said this about you, hey, this guy said that about you, you're getting constant text, tweets and stuff, and people bringing that to attention. I'm sure in the draft process it was like that, David.
Oh, yeah, immensely. I mean,
this mock draft, you're going here, and that mock draft, you're going there.
Definitely. I mean, I would say definitely more the pre-draft. I was taking what they were saying a little more literally because I didn't have I guess like a basis. I had no idea. I mean, now, you know, I care about, you know, what my coach is saying, you know, how I'm playing and how I feel internally. But I mean, the pre-draft process, I mean, you have no idea. So the only thing you can really honestly count on is the external.
Yeah. How about for you, Andy? Is it like that? You get constantly people tell, hey, I saw this article about you in there?
Yeah. It's funny, but my dad reads all the article people wrote about me, and then he kept it in a file, and sometimes he sent it to me, and I'm like, you know what, I'm really not trying to read all this, even though sometimes it's good, but that's for you if you want to read it. But like I was taking it more like personal before in training camp. I was taking some stuff personally, but I had to learn how to kind of block it and not get it to affect me.
Develop that thick skin.
Correct.
About it.
Correct.
And does that come with time? Does that come with people? I guess where you are. I mean, you're constantly in the spotlight, and people are constantly criticizing, critiquing, and giving their 2 cents on everything.
No, I mean definitely with that. I mean, I remember one thing during the pre-draft process. I guess like I had like a positive, negative thing on me, and one of my negatives is that I have skinny arms, and that was when I kind of took most heart because my buddies would screenshot that and text it to me, and then I was like, well, what are you talking about? I don't feel like I have tiny arms. And then that whole thing blew up. I'm like, how are you going to judge a negative of how I play football because I have smaller arms than like, and they weren't talking about length. They're talking about like muscular. And I was like, that's just messed up. So now I have to do extra curls every day, and I'm like constantly like self-conscious. I'm going out there like wearing my pads, like, oh my god, my arms look big enough or not. Someone's gonna think I'm not playing well because my arms don't look big. So I remember that in the pre-draft where I was like,
skinny arms.
I know.
That's
exactly.
That's
what
a
I'm
rough
saying.
one.
I think I got some good size arms too. So
yeah. Well, the positives, the voluptuous hair.
The
right?
voluptuous hair. I mean, they said he's got a great flow. So right off the bat, he's got to be a good player.
How about was there anything that you saw? I mean, what did you kind of?
I mean,
look at?
I was in a different situation than a guy who was drafted. Really, my criticism were more like if I was going to make the team or not. So that's what was most talked about during our camp. But I definitely got criticized about my pass rushing ability. But that's something I knew I was struggling with, and then I was working on it just to get better at it. So my arms look good enough so people couldn't really say anything about it.
Yeah, you got some more positive. I'll give you that. All right. You got no worries on that.
Well, the positive's great arms.
Yeah.
That was right too. So Andy, you mentioned the next man up. What's been your key to that? I mean, what's the key that kept you focused, kept you waiting for that time, that opportunity that came to you here the last few weeks?
It's just preparing the same way every week.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen, and just keep preparing the same way. You never know when your number is going to be called, but when it's called, you need to answer that and be able to play and contribute to your team.
Keep your arms looking good too, right? David Bakhtiari, Andy Mulumba. We'll come back. We'll have our Brew Pub Pizza Ask the Players segment as we continue on. We are in the huddle from Tanner's Sports Grill in Kimberly here on the Woodward Radio Network. And we are back here at Tanner's Sports Grill in Kimberly in the huddle on the Woodward Radio Network. David Bakhtiari and Andy Mulumba hanging out tonight as we get ready for our Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza Ask the Players segment. Got some questions on Facebook, questions on Twitter today, and Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza that's made with your favorite premium meats, veggies, topped with over a half pound of Wisconsin mozzarella cheese, the award-winning stuff. We got to get some brew pub for you to take home, David.
I know, seriously.
Get some for Andy, too, over there. Be sure to follow Brew Pub Pizza on Facebook. They're on Facebook, facebook.com/Brew Pub Pizza. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brew Pub, lots of matzo pizza. Experience a truly great pizza. Let's get to some questions here we got throughout the day, and some of our listeners around the state listening on the Woodward Radio Network. We'll start with Gary in Madison, and Andy, a few weeks ago, Aaron Rodgers and Sloan from Entourage, I think Emmanuel Shrieky. Yeah, very, very thumbs up for her. They were down in Madison with you raising awareness for what's going on in Congo. What was that experience like with the rally? And, maybe some things that are, going on with that cause.
Yeah, it was a great experience just to tell you about it. Madison was really nice to us. They really... there was a big crowd waiting for us to go out there, and then we had to go out there and raise awareness for this cause we're working for. Raise awareness for Congo. It's about stopping the conflict minerals that's going on in Congo. So it's more like the blood diamond business, but more with a mineral that create that can get to that they get here to produce cell phones, tablets, and stuff. So we try to make it more legal because it's still illegal not right now, and they're making like young kids work in the mines, and they're taking advantage of the kids. So we try to raise the awareness for people here in the States, and mostly like university, so their voice can be heard by the government, and they can take a step towards doing something and legalize the type of businesses in Congo.
Great having Aaron come out too, because when you talk about the state of Wisconsin right now, it doesn't. It's
it was great to have Aaron Rodgers talk for the cause. He's a great person. He wants to help people in life, and I was glad that he is doing that for Congo, which is my country, and I'm really thankful. And that's something that we need. We need people that are recognized in the state. We're talking about Emmanuel Shrieki, Aaron Rodgers. If we get some other people that can, get to talk about that cause, that'd be great, and people will be listening to it. Is
there a website or anything like online?
You can go to the enoughproject.org, and you can go to the Raise Hope for Congo cause, and then there's a lot of explanation on there. You can read about it, and you can get informed about it.
Yeah, find out more information there. So, next question. Stephen Rippin, WRPN, our great affiliate there. You guys talk about video games a lot. Are you getting the new Xbox One or the PlayStation 4?
I'm not a gamer. I don't play.
Not a gamer, Andy? How about you, David?
I'm gonna get the Xbox One.
Okay. What are the features that bring you to the Xbox world?
Just been an Xbox guy.
Yeah.
My whole life. Never been into really too much into PlayStation, and I like the games on Xbox, so I'm gonna go with the Xbox One.
Do you look at these guys and how much time they spend playing video games and kind of scratch your head?
I just laugh at it, It's a good way to,
Don't judge me, all right?
I'm not judging.
Yeah, I feel judged right now.
I am not judging. I mean, it's a good thing.
If it's a beauty pageant right now, you win.
No, but see, it's really funny. The guys talked about it like most of the time, and it's pretty hilarious.
It's like smack talk, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what?
You pick a game.
I have a Sega Genesis. That's it.
That's pimp.
Is that good?
That's pimp.
That's about as far
that's
as
like OG.
That's
OG pimp sauce.
I've had it like I was 7. I don't know. So. Let's get to the next question there. Mary in Milwaukee, listening on WOKY, our great affiliate down there. As NFL players, do you get any products sent to you hoping that you will use them or endorse them? Getting like random packages of anything, I guess, is what they're saying. Like, hey, wear this shirt with our logo on it.
No, I think they have to go through your agent or something like that.
I think maybe one, but nothing big.
No. What did you get?
I can't even remember. I just remember. I remember I've gotten a shirt before. I can't remember from what.
Johnny Gray wouldn't allow you guys to wear that, right? We talked about Johnny last week, I think, with Devon. Or was that with you?
That might have been with Devon.
Okay, yeah. How he comes around and makes sure you guys are all proper for your post-game interviews and that.
Yeah.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he does.
Ooh, yeah.
I've never had that.
Probably get fined for that.
That's true.
Watch out for
doggy
logos.
dog business, I told you.
We got a Twitter question here again, at In the Huddle Show. If you could have one superhero power, what would you go with?
You want to take this one?
Go ahead.
You both can take it.
I know. All right.
You got to think about it?
Yeah, I got to think about it.
I got to say fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
You'd be flying through the air.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
Would you wear a cape if you could fly?
No, I wouldn't let people know. So I'd just barely hover over the ground, just make it look like I was running, so I could move really fast, and then that'd be awesome. And then secretly, I'd go fly, and then I'd have to not worry about miles or flying anywhere. Very, very convenient. If I want to get away from people, I can just go up in the air. That'd be nice.
Okay. I'd say teleportation.
I could fall off a cliff all the time. I'd always fall off a cliff. I'd go with someone. It'd be like a date. Like if I was with a girl, I'd take her over to a cliff and pretend to fall off and then hover back up, and she'd just aww. I don't know. Oh my God, you're not dead.
That's your idea of romance?
Okay,
watch me fall and watch me.
That was on the fly. I'd have to think it up a little bit. Maybe if I
We got you. Do you want to think of a better example on the other side of the break here? Maybe.
Yeah.
I want to hear Andy's answer too, so we'll get to that. But we got more coming up. We'll wrap up the show as well in the huddle with David Bakhtiari and Andy Mulumba, brought to you by Mills Fleet Farm here on the Woodward Radio Network. And we are back at Tanner Sports Grill here in Kimberly in the Huddle on the Woodward Radio Network. And the Huddle brought to you by Mills Fleet Farm, David Bakhtiari and Andy Mulumba. And Andy, we gave you some time to think about your superhero power.
Yeah, I think I'll go with teleportation. Just the fact that I had long flight and I have to do some of them like every year. So that'd be a good power for me to get.
Yeah, we were talking. You guys, being bigger individuals sitting in a normal plane, it can be a rough few hours sitting on a plane.
It can, yeah. It's probably worse than a football game. You're sore, like after a 9-hour flight, you're really sore, like your legs, you can't walk anymore, so it's a bad feeling.
Yeah, there's not a lot of space.
No.
David, he likes to fly because he likes the journey to get there. Yeah.
I wouldn't say I like flying because of the journey. I'm not a big fan.
Well, that's why you would fly, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking. I thought you were talking about flying on an airplane.
Yeah.
I was like, that's very uncomfortable. But yeah, if I was flying first class, I'd stretch out. I want to fly through the air. Maybe do like a little Superman move too, just to.
I can envision you wearing a cape too. I don't know why.
I might, for Halloween, I might just wear a cape.
Okay. Sounds good.
To add a little flavor.
Or just bring one some random Monday.
I should always have one in my back pocket just in case. You never know when you need a cape.
Good call. Because Captain David Bakhtiari, you were a captain yesterday. So what are captain duties when you get to go out there for the coin toss? What's that like?
There's 3 of us: offense, defense, special teams. One of the captains has talked to us in the pregame, and then basically take a photo. Aaron photobombs it, and then go out there. Brad was he was the one who was going to speak to the ref. Basically, they say heads or tails. Choose the side, or they defer, elect to receive, and then we just shake hands twice, and I think after that, then you're pretty much done.
So who decides heads or tails? How do you guys come up with that?
It's the.
I know the opposing team gets to call the coin. How do the captains decide who calls heads and tails, and how do they decide if they're going to go with heads or tails?
I don't know because I haven't been in that situation yet, but pretty easy going, so I'll probably let the other person choose.
All right.
I'm more of a heads guy, though. If it was my choice, I don't know why. I'd probably lose majority of the time because the tails never fails type slogan.
Yeah.
Every time I say I'm going to go
or
heads.
Tails always fails if you would pick tails.
I would like to, I should probably say that more. It'll work more in my favor.
Yeah. How about you? What would you go, heads or tails? I can't believe I just asked that. and the most useless information in the history of ever. Yeah. There you go. You mentioned Rodgers photobombing. Were you aware of this right away? It's kind of been a phenomenon that's kind of advanced over the years. Like, you can go online and find all the Aaron Rodgers photobombs of the captain pictures.
I pretty much have known it before. And then I saw some of the captain photos from the other offensive linemen when they were captains, and you see Aaron back there just photobombing it. Like, sweet.
Kind of a...
Yeah, he's been doing that for like 9 years now.
Yeah, he's been doing it forever. Giants this week, and I know we were talking before, Dave, kind of the ebbs and the flows of an NFL season, how quickly, things can change. Giants, here's a team on a 3-game winning streak. I think people looked back at them early on in the season, looked at them on the schedule and thought, okay, they're not the team that they were, but, fortunes can change, snap of the fingers, some momentum going in a one way, and here they are playing some good football.
Any given Sunday, you never know what's going to happen. Clearly for the Packers, we never know. And, the injury bug's definitely taking place on our side. And the Giants, they're come off 3 wins. It's the NFL. Every team's good. Regardless of their record, at the end of the day, they have super studs on their team. We got players on our team.
And we were talking, Andy, before, looking at what happened yesterday, and I think to the average NFL fan, you get St. Louis beating Indianapolis by 30. Jacksonville gets their first win on the road against Tennessee. It's kind of a, Carolina going on the road and beating San Francisco. Those 3 games right there, I think Philadelphia, getting you guys yesterday, just a lot of surprise, and just shows, like David said, any given Sunday, you guys got to be ready to go, and no matter who the opponent is, can't take anybody lightly in this
correct. Yeah, the coaches always remind us of that every week, and, they know every team that's going to play us, they're going to give their best shot against us, so we have to prepare for it and get ready to play on Sunday.
So what do you know about the Giants? What have you seen on them so far? What are you expecting?
I only know strictly defense. So defensively, they got another elite pass rusher I have to block. JPP, he's pretty good. I think they got talented up front. I mean, biggest thing is we can give, the quarterback, Scott, if we can give him time, we can make him pay in the back end.
JPP, Jared Allen.
I don't even want to describe the list. I just know this week I got JPP, but I've been through a number of, I'm assuming, Pro Bowlers and All Pros so far. So
I'll add it up at the end of the season,
Yeah.
see if we can figure out how many are there. How about you, Andy? What do you know about that offense?
We know we can take the ball away from them, so that'll be our goal to do. That's what we want to do against them on Sunday. So we prepare for that and trying to get them uncomfortable and throw us the ball.
That turnover is definitely a big thing too, and getting some momentum back on your guys' side. That's the key right there. We talked about the Giants' momentum and kind of this stretch. Aaron being out for a few more weeks, just kind of keep the ship sailing and make sure you guys are in position when 12 comes back to give a postseason run, right?
Exactly, that's
correct.
It's the plan.
I said it too well.
You did. You can't add anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Andy, thank you so much for coming out, spending some time with us. We really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck, getting the ankle healthy, and look forward to seeing you back out there soon.
Appreciate
all right.
it. Thank you very much.
All right, David, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming out. Thanks for bringing Andy, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Of course. Thank you, guys.
All right, winding things down here from Tanner Sports Grill in Kimberly. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week, each and every Monday, live from Tanner Sports Grill here in Kimberly. It is In the Huddle, brought to you by Mills Fleet Farm on the Woodward Radio Network.